Hey, what is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. In this opportunity, I'm going to show you a trade recap of these three positions I took today. I entered twice on Nasdaq and one on gold. And I'm going to break it down for you. This was actually based more on, I want to say, market maker model. And the opportunity was presented and I executed. So let me show you here pretty much today, Tuesday. Yesterday, we had a bank holiday, so I did not trade yesterday. I was testing a couple of things, but did not trade. Um, as you can see here, if you remember this big drop on Friday last week, after what Donald Trump mentioned about the tariffs on China, we had that big correction right there. And if you look at it, like coincidentally, right? I want to say coincidentally, because it always happens, right? It always happens whenever we are very overbought. All of a sudden, there is some sort of news event, something, you know, high impact news. It could be even CPI or NFP. Something happens that causes the market to correct itself, right? We've been very strongly bullish for the past couple of weeks, couple of months already, right? And we had this correction. So it was about time to pull back. Price pulled back to discount. Plus, we also tapped into a weekly fair value gap, right? After tapping this weekly fair value gap, that's how last week closed, right? So we closed strongly bearish. But what happened now uh, on Sunday? When market opened, notice that we opened up with a gigantic gap, a 500, I think it's like 100, 540 pips or something like that around, right? Gap to the upside, right? After this gigantic crash, we corrected. Why? Well, a lot of things also happened on the weekend, like, the peace agreement in the Middle East, like, yeah, somewhere there in Egypt and this Gaza and Israel. Well, there's a Donald Trump was over the weekend. It was around there, and well, you know what happened pretty much, right? They signed up a peace agreement or something like that. So that was technically good news. So price, as soon as the market opened on Sunday, boom, corrected. So it's like, okay, everybody's happy, and the market technically had a correction. So now let's go to lower time frame here to identify what happened. Then again, remember that Monday was a bank holiday, so no trading, but pretty much chopped up, right? We moved sideways right here, as you can see. We did not go much anywhere. We did. This happened at 8 p.m. Asian session. Price manipulated the highs and then dropped. This plays to the downside, going for some of these lows, even these lows right here of the opening. So probably that was prepared, it makes sense. Now let me show you here what I was seeing. When I go to the 15-minute, now we start to see the structure. And this is, remember, this zone right here, this is Monday. Now this is Asian session overnight, 8 p.m. Notice this accumulation here in the afternoon from New York. And then Asian session opens, we manipulate to the upside, and then we displace. And we start to drop, right? Pretty quick. Since Asian session, we start to drop like a rock. Well, not like a rock. It was actually a nice slow movement, slow pace, but it was seriously going down, right? I like that drop. Notice this drop caused price, of course, to enter into this weekly gap, right? This is the gap that happened over the weekend. So I'm going to show you here what I was looking for. Let me go back, I think, to the 1 hour, because, yeah, look at the structure on the 1 hour. So if you look at from here, I was seeing a couple of things. I did not have a clear bias, to be honest. I was not like 100% on a, let's say, on a bullish bias. I was not also fully 100% on a bearish side. It made sense. Actually, it made sense probably to sell after this big ass crash. Price is tapping now a 4 hour fair value gap. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Right? Bearish fair value gap. I can use my fib from the high to the low. We are in premium. And you see, they're starting to see that momentum to the downside, right? That strong selling pressure. So I understood, hey, at this point, let me actually bring that right there. When that 4 hour candle closed, right? I knew we would somehow pull back to premium, and I wanted to go long for a short period of time. I had zero intentions targeting this highs. Hell no, right? Because I know we have this gigantic gap right here, and it's Tuesday, and I don't remember. I don't think we had news. It was Jerome Powell speaking at midday, but I was, because I knew Jerome Powell was going to be speaking at around midday. I had to find a quick entry. I had to find a quick entry that I could target, right? Also a short target. Nothing crazy. I wasn't targeting this highs. I was just interested in targeting premium. And I spotted that 4 hour. I was actually targeting this inefficiency here, which let me mark it up this way. It's just that when I zoom in now to the 15-minute, that's the zone, right? You see. So this black line, these two black lines right here, marking this 4 hour gap. That was my target. That's all I was looking for, right? I was trying to understand the market maker model right here on the big frame. I knew we were on the buy side here, but something happened. We had a big shift right here during Asian session. So price was going bullish until it shifted. Remember the 4 hour bearish gap right here, also gigantic, right? So you see, we're in the middle of this two shit going around, right? We have this bearish 4 hour and this bullish weekly gap, you know? So technically we could bounce off here and probably chop around until CPI, if we're going to have CPI, because this is tentative because of the US shutdown. We're probably not going to have CPI. It says tentative, so maybe we're not going to have it. So anyways, you see what I mean? So what I was looking for in New York, now when the New York session was opening, I made my first buy. I should have waited. Again, probably most of my mistakes, they come whenever I enter before 9:30. But that's okay. I'm okay with that loss. I'm okay, right? So I was actually looking when the price, we had an accumulation here. When the price swept this during London and pushed up, I see like I like this push to the upside. It wasn't that strong, but it was a decent amount of bullish candles right here. Then I saw a little accumulation, and then right here we had a manipulation of this, and then I saw this inversion here. When the price manipulated, I waited for candle to try to break above this last fair value gap, bearish fair value gap. So that turned into an inversion. So I was taking my buy somewhere around this area where this candle was still open. And I was waiting for the change in state of delivery to happen. It never happened. We never had a candle closing above. You see? So whenever you enter on an inversion fair value gap, it's always an aggressive type of entry, right? It's better always to wait for the change in state. You see that we never had the change in state. There was no candle closing above, right? Actually, stop right there and then drop. Now you wonder what this black line is. It's basically a volume profile. I'm starting to use volume profile on ICT. It's like becoming like everywhere I go on YouTube right now is becoming like it's going viral now. Every ICT trader is using the volume profile now to identify. So, anyways, right here, that's where, let's go back now to 5 minute. So I was marking up my chart, right? Just understanding accumulation. We have a couple of accumulations here. I know New York session is opening. And when it start, you see, this is This is why I should have, anyways, waited for stocks to open. Notice that price, I knew somehow price was going to reverse and take all of this, 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 this. It's like a ladder. See, the price created and left behind so many lower highs untouched that I knew it was a matter of time for price to eventually, probably after that manipulation, price to actually go and take all of these highs, take all of this liquidity out, you know? So when the price stopped me on this one, when the price stopped me out on this one, that hit my full TP. I was just risking about 165, as you can see, 165. So full TP, I'm sorry, full stop loss on that one. Price swept, manipulate. As soon as we get the manipulation, I was going on 1 minute and the 2 minute time frame. So I already have, as I'm saying, I have a bias already in my head, and I seriously want to see if I can target this size. However, I wanted to see if we had a rejection, because we could have never rejected back up. We could have just simply continued crashing. We could have just simply continued dying and going all the way down to this low, which I was seriously not expecting to happen. I didn't want it to see that happen. So, or yes, I did want to see this, but after this shit gets taken. So I'm thinking right now as the market makers, like there's no way we're going to drop without sweeping all these guys right here. See what I mean? So I started to think as the market makers, right? And as the algorithm, right? Because I understand I'm not perfect. I'm not the best ICT trader, but at least I do the best I can, and I'm understanding, and I'm trying to think right here as the algorithm, as the market makers. Since we did not sweep, did you notice? Did you notice any manipulation here before the price actually went down? Did you notice any sweep of this recent box right there before the price actually? No, there was none. There was zero liquidity taken, right? So when price drops like this, I'm thinking, well, this is the first move to the downside at 9:30. So 9:30, stock exchange opens right here, and we have that sweep, that manipulation of this last box accumulation here. So we have that. Now, what do I need? What do I need here in order for me to execute? I need to see a displacement, right? If a displacement to the opposite side, to the opposite direction. Price seems to be going down, but it's a trap. Right here is inducing a lot of sellers to continue selling. People saying, holy shit, this thing is going to crash now. It's going to continue dropping. You're wrong, right? Price is not going to do that. So I went to the 1 minute and I spotted a nice little head and shoulder. You can see the nice little head and shoulder right here with the change in state right here happening on the 1 minute. Even on the 2 minute was also looking cool. That candle right there. When that candle broke above and closed, boom, I took the shot. I knew we had uh, already, the price got inside back into the range. I already understand that this is the 9:30 manipulation, right? It's pretty clear. This is the 9:30 manipulation. Now price is going to try to reverse and is going to hunt for these guys right here. For the stop losses above this resistance and this other resistance right here, right? This support and resistance, right? There's a lot of liquidity hanging, even this highs right here, right? This resistance also, right? So I'm gonna go for those, right? So I take my shot in price went for it. I was out. I think price pushed higher. Yep. And actually right now it's just nasty, disgusting, choppy, right? Now, what do we think price is gonna go? Well, after this change in state, probably in higher time frame, we may have something. Well, so far 50% consequent encroachment of this weekly gap was respected, I think this is starting to look bullish. So I might, let's see where price is going to be, of course, tomorrow, but I might actually take buys. I need to see where price is going to, what price is going to do overnight, right? I can see already that we have, let's see if we reach discount. We haven't reached discount yet. We have a fair value gap here. We have a low created. Probably it's going to sweep this. So let's see what type of a structure we're going to create overnight to then probably tomorrow do something like this. And then boom, I could target this highs and then probably this highs, you know. But again, I need to see what is going to happen overnight. So if I see it on the 4 hour time frame, that 4 hour fair value gap right here seems like we just closed above 50% of this one. So I don't know if this one is still valid. We did not close above it though on a 4 hour time frame. So it started to chop around in this area. So I want to see anyways what's going to happen. It's too early for me to say, okay, it's going to go bullish. No, I need to wait for tomorrow to see what structure we're going to have right here. All right. So that was the entry, right? In overall, to be honest, I was actually, what I was expecting is price to go here, hit my target, and then drop. I was actually expecting that. But right now it seems to be holding. I don't see enough selling pressure now that is telling me, okay, this shit is going to crash now. It's going to go for these lows. I don't know yet. I see that this impulse, this pullback price is holding right here. There's something going on in this area, holding price from falling. But again, it's too early. We're in Asian session. By the time I'm recording this is 7:50 p.m. New York time, right? So let's see what's going to happen anyways tomorrow. Now, gold was simple. Gold was actually really simple today. I don't trade gold all the time, but I have a student in particular that he loves to trade gold. He mainly trade gold, and he's actually getting me and convincing me to also take a look at gold. I'm not going to lie, gold is pretty nice, and it does some structures sometimes even way better than Nasdaq, right? It's just that it's not every single day as well. Like you have to really dig in and do your job. So right here, what I was seeing, well, I'm seeing respect. I'm seeing respect in where? In this psychological levels. I like to use in gold psychological levels, right? What is a psychological level? It's a rounded number. Could be 4,000, 4,100, right? I don't use 4,111.871. You know what I mean? So I marked out those like every $50. I consider, based on my experience, every $50 on gold, it's a nice support and resistance. It's a nice psychological level to target. Like you can use these levels to target as targets, right? Or as your support and your resistance. So I noticed that price recently during New York dropped, and notice that we reject. It tapped the psychological and rejected. So in this rejection, I see this big push, the price drops and breaks again. So we have an order block. I told my team, I told my guys, this was I was actually on Discord. So I spotted this fair value gap right here, and I told them, well, let's wait for it. Let's wait for price, because I don't know. I don't know if it's going to hold. I just like this recent block. I like the rejection that we had in the psychological. So we got an impulse, correction, impulse, probably right here waiting for another correction. Let's see if it taps this 5-minute fair value gap. You can use the fib as well, or the GAN box, whatever, just to measure discount rate. And just wait for price to tap. And if you get a rejection, you can enter, right? Just simple. And you can target, I see relative equal highs, or you can use this next psychological. So it went from 4,100 to 4,150. That's normally what banks or institutions do. They target those levels, those psychological levels. So anyways, right here, what happened? Price pulls back. It enters the fair value gap. If you go to lower time frame, Now go 1 minute to find your model right here. Notice this. Price sweeps this low one more time. This would be the change in the state. If we get a candle now rejecting and closing above it, that's all you need. That's a change in the state, and you can go long. Let's see what happens right here. Boom, right? Big explosion, nice momentum. I was taking my entry, I think it was with this little candle right there, with that second. I took it a little late, a little late. I could have entered right there. I actually set an alert, and the price did actually it did hit my alert, and I quickly went into gold to check it out because I was looking at Nasdaq. So, anyways, I took the buy. I placed my stop loss just below this low, and I was just literally targeting those highs. Now, it did struggle a little bit, but never got me on break even on this one. As soon as price was somewhere around this area, I secure profits and I move my stops to break even. And price did go there. Right? I did struggle a little bit, but the setup was there. The setup was done. Nice respect to this. Nice reaction. So I'm entering on the reaction. I'm entering after the reaction. So I'm reacting to the price. I'm reacting to the market. If the market is reacting to the upside, I will try to then follow if that's what it is trying to show. So interpretation, right? Sometimes it's difficult to interpret, but it takes experience. So you do need time on the charts. So anyways, if you want to be part of my team, guys, if you want to trade with me, you want to see me execute these trades live every day, pretty much, and you can go ahead and check my website, teamprofitsfx.com. I'm offering a lifetime bundle. It's a lifetime mentorship program, and you will be mentored by me directly. And you will get my course based on SMC and ICT concepts. You get to see me live. You get to see me trade live, right? That I'm not lying to you. I'm actually trading in front of you. You can see me execute. You can see what I think. You can see me execute my trades live. Very important. You can ask me questions directly. You can request one-on-ones. No extra charges. It's a one-time payment, and you're part of my team forever, right? One-time payment, and you're part of my team forever, okay? So go ahead and check out my website, Team Profits FX. The link, anyways, is in the description below. And if you need more details, just let me know. Leave your comment in the section below. Give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy. Thank you, guys.